بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتم النبيين رحمة للعالمين، سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا ومطهر قلوبنا مولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم، تلك آيات الكتاب الحكيم، هدى ورحمة للمحسنين. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. In this English part of our speech, we are discussing a very important topic, and of course I'm addressing everyone, but especially the youth. And the topic is faith and reasoning. Aqidah and aql. Faith and reasoning. Since Islam is a religion of logic and wisdom and reasoning, Quran is a book of wisdom. Tilka ayatul kitabil hakim. This book is a book full of wisdom, hakim. And it is guidance for everyone, and especially for those who are good people, lil muhsinin, who are righteous people, lil muttaqin, those who are pious people. Which means if you want to examine the claims of Quran and you want to do your research, you can do it, but you have to be really just and fair while you are doing the investigation about anything. If you are biased, then you cannot reach to the truth. So from the beginning, we started to understand the faith through reasoning step by step. We have passed 5 steps so far. And this is the second step we are going to discuss today. First step was whether we need a religion. Yes, we do. The second step, who created this universe? There should be a creator for this universe. Yes, there is. Who is the creator? One or more? Of course, he is one. So we discuss the oneness of God. Then this one God is a just God. This is the fourth step. Fifth step was, if he is just, and of course he is just, and his justice is evident everywhere in this universe and in ourselves. So when he is just, his justice demands that he should provide guidance from himself for his creation. And we are part of his creation. So we should receive guidance from him, and this is what his justice actually demands. This was the discussion until today. Now, today we are going to discuss, yes, he provided guidance through his messengers, prophethood. We discussed prophethood last night. Today we are going to discuss, of course, it's a continuation of yesterday's discussion, that how can we know that somebody is a prophet? How can you tell that? Because anybody can claim to be messenger of God, to gather some people around him, to have some leadership over a group of people, to seek some benefit from them. Anybody can claim to be prophet, and this happened in the history many times until today. Some people claim to be prophet, and some people go and just follow him. So how can we really determine that whose claim is right claim? Why? Because we cannot reach to God directly. God, He has the ability to give us the guidance, but He has given us the guidance in ourselves. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed in our heart, in our mind, the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. It's not for Muslims only, it's for every human being. Every human being has this ability and this capability of determining and distinguishing the right from wrong. Correct? So this is from Allah. So this is kind of guidance. But the guidance that someone comes to guide us, give us as I talked about, the user's manual. The user manual as a book should come through a human being, and he should practice those human values and tell us that these are the human values, these are the laws, and the laws are made by the Creator, not by people, not for the interest of a group or a country or a creed. Rather, it is for the interest of every human being. Why? Because the maker of this law is God, the Creator. Who will tell us? Someone who comes from Him. Who will come from Him? A prophet. How do you know he is a prophet? Through a miracle. What is miracle? We discussed yesterday. Miracle is something that nobody else can do. It is something real, true, supernatural, without any scientific means and without any other tools used that can be used by anyone else, or any knowledge by someone else, by a human being. Above the ability of human being. That is called miracle. And that's why we, read in the history, and you know that, and anybody who believes in miracles, he says, see, Jesus had these miracles, and Moses had those miracles, and all the prophets, and all the religions, they have some, miracles and the history of miracles in their religion. And the leaders of the religion have showed some miracles for them, and based on that, they believe that their religion is right. Why? Because they had these miracles. Now we are on a very important point of our discussion. So we say that our prophet also showed miracles. That's why we believe in him as a prophet. The other person is coming and said, I also believe in the other prophet. He also showed the miracles, so I'm right too. I'm just like you. What is the difference between me and you? Somebody else will come, 10 people, 10 groups, 10 religions, and everyone is claiming that I am right. Why? Because I follow a prophet, and I follow him based on the criteria that you just discussed, that prophet should show miracles. So he showed miracles. And we have in our history, in the books, it is written, and our forefathers told us amazing miracles, and that's why we believe in his prophet. Now, what is the difference between Islam and other religions? Here is the difference. And again, based on reasoning, not just claims. Anybody can claim, and we respect all religions. We have no problem with religion at all. Keep this in mind. This is just a scholarly discussion here. So now, how can you really prove that your religion is different from other religions? Here is the difference. You said your prophet has showed miracles, Jesus. We respect Jesus. And I believe that he showed the miracles. But see, the reasoning and the intellect has his own laws and rules. The intellect demands that we should accept things, especially for our creed and faith, things that we can see ourselves, not just listening. It is in the book. He said it, they said it. It is 100% right. Okay, 100% right, yes. But I did not see Jesus' miracle. So how can I believe that he is a prophet? You said, because history says. Yes, I respect the history, I respect you, I respect the people who wrote those books. But see, I want to see the miracle, me, myself, in order to believe that Jesus is a prophet. I want to see the miracle of Moses. He had tens of miracles. Yes, he did. But I want to see it in order to believe in Musa as a prophet. Then you will say, then the same thing will apply on your prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I said, yes, of course. How can I believe on Prophet Muhammad only based on history? I will see his miracle now, today, here. And I can show you his miracle today, right now, here. Why? Because his prophethood was not limited to a time or space. His prophethood, his messengerhood, he was a messenger for eternity. He was a messenger forever. He was last messenger. When he was last messenger, so he was a messenger for us, for this time, for Australia, for Melbourne people. He is a prophet for you, for me, for anyone in the whole world. When he is, until today, prophet for everybody, so he should show his miracle to everybody. He should. What is his miracle? He had so many miracles. The trees would bow down to him. The pebbles would come on his hand and read his kalima and say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. They would talk. Pebbles. This is miracle. But this is history. I'm not going to show you those pebbles. I don't have those pebbles to show you. Neither I can show you the tree or other miracles. So many miracles from him. But I'm not talking about those miracles. I'm talking about the miracle that Quran and Allah mentioned it as everlasting miracle, and it is Allah's book, Quran and Majid. This Quran is a miracle. What does miracle mean? Nobody can bring like it. Quran challenges. There's many challenges in Quran. قل إن كنتم في ريب مما نزلنا على عبدنا فأتوا بسورة من مثله وادعوا شهداءكم من دونه. See, I have very limited time, very short time. But I'm giving you just examples. There are so many ayat in Quran. Step by step, Quran is challenging human beings and those who deny the truth of Quran. Quran is saying, if this is not from God, if the Prophet brought this book, he made it, then he was a human being, right? You can make it. If he made it, then you can make it. If you cannot make the whole book First Quran said, bring a book like this. Then he said, no, it became very hard for you to bring a book like this. Okay, fine. Bring a chapter, a surah like this. Then Quran went in, made it easier. Said, no. You cannot bring a surah, a chapter. Although there are several, surah that contain only three ayah, 3 verses, short surahs. But still he said, no. Bring one ayah, 1 verse, like this. Then he said, oh, it may be even harder for you to bring one surah out of more than 6,000 verses, 1 verse. You bring it like this. No, you cannot do that. Okay, fine. We make it even easier. فَأْتُ بِحَدِيثٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. بِحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ. Something, anything like this. Maybe a phrase. Maybe an idea like this. Maybe anything that you might think that can be, like Quran. Bring it. Then he said, okay, this also may be hard for you. Let's make it even easier. How? وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Not you alone, not 10 people, not a group of people. Go bring all human beings together, and not human being of one time, all times. Try your best, keep trying, and bring one ayah, all human beings together. Make a big conference, and huge conference, international conference, to bring one ayah, to make one single verse, just like Quranic verses. Don't think that people didn't try. They did try. But when the scholars put them together, they said, oh, it's very clear that this is diamond and these are pebbles. Stone and diamond is clear. Why? Because this is Quran. Why it is miracle? There are so many reasons for Quran being a miracle, from literal aspect, from scientific aspect, from its aspect of prophecy. That Quran has talked about something 1400 years ago, and it is happening today, for example. So many aspects of its being a miracle. But I'll give one example to make it easy for everybody. As I said, I'm going to show you, right, the miracle. I will show you now. And this is one of at least 1,000 examples from Quran. This is for everybody. Please come and read. Be unbiased. Read it. Make a scholarly research on it. If you have any doubt, still go back, read it again, and check. People would come to the Prophet and ask questions. Some people came and said, you're saying that there is a day of judgment? People will come back to life after death? I said, yes. How is it possible? How is it possible? So Quran has given several good answers. One of the answers you read in Surah Yasin. It says, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقَهُ قَالَ مَنْ يُحْيِي الْعِظَامَ وَهِيَ رَمِيمٌ. Sometimes people, they have objections on our faith, and we start answering those questions or those allegations. Why? That many times, most of the times, the question is wrong. So our answer should be, brother, your question is wrong. You have to correct your question first. Why? Because if the question is wrong, we keep giving the answers also are going to be wrong. And he is not going to be convinced. The same thing happened here when the people came and said, "Oh, prophet of God, if you are really prophet of God and you're saying that God is going to bring back those people who are dead to life, man yuhyil idam, who is going to give life to the bones? Bones, they are just bones now. Nothing but bones. Wahiya ramim, not just bones, wahiya ramim, and they now turned into ashes, part of earth. Bone, part of earth. And you're saying God is going to bring them back to life? How is possible? The Quran says, listen, we have so many answers, but the problem is your question is wrong. Why? You might say, how the question is wrong? It's a question. No, wrong. Why wrong? Quran says it. You are saying that there is something. At least there are ashes, right? Tell them, يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَأَهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. He will bring them back to life, the one who created them out of nothing. Out of nothing. So you should ask, how can God create something out of nothing? And if He can create something out of nothing, here at least there is something. Right? So your question is wrong. Go back to another question and ask, how can God create in the first place? But in other place, Quran gave another answer. See, differently, because it depends on who is asking the question. In Surah Qiyamah, ayat number 2. Beautiful answer, amazing. See the science here, see the wisdom here, see amazing, astonishing answer from Quran about the same question. أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَنْ لَنْ نَجْمَعَ عِظَامَهُ. Surah Qiyamah, ayat number 3 and 4. Human being thinks that we are not able to assemble his bones. Najma' idam. We assemble his bones again, because when he's dead, all his bones are, separated or decomposed, and we are not able to put them together again and give them life. أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَنْ لَنْ نَجْمَعَ عِظَامَهُ. We cannot do that. We cannot assemble their bones. So he's talking about bones. What is the answer? Allah says, no, we can do it. Even more than this. You're talking about bone? We can do more than the bones. Just imagine what Quran should answer here. Something more complicated than the bones. More hard to remake, to reassemble than bones. Just like Quran could say, what are you talking about, bones? Bones, yeah. Bone is nothing. Allah can even create your eye and you will be able to see again. Allah will create your brain and your brain will work again. Your heart is going to work again. So those organs that are more complex than bones, Quran is supposed to mention that in the stage of challenge. Right? But you know what? The answer of Quran was such that at that time people didn't understand why Quran is talking this way. If somebody challenges you, say, see, you cannot lift 50 pounds. Or if you have kilograms, right? You cannot lift 50 kilograms in one hand. I challenge you if you can lift 50. What is the answer? Should the answer be, what, 50? Come on, I can lift 25. I can show you 25. He says, no, I'm challenging you about 50. So the answer of this challenge should be, you're talking about 50? I can lift 100. I can lift 200. Let me show you. You're talking about 50. So in the challenge issue, you go to the higher level, and go to higher level to answer to the challenge. The The challenge was that God cannot create, Allah cannot create the bones again. He cannot reassemble the bones again. The answer should be something really more amazing. But Quran said, no, of course we can do it. Not just the bones. We can reassemble your fingertips. Fingertips. What is that? What fingertips? Is this something amazing? It is something hard to make, fingertips. But Quran is saying that at the time. We can make your fingertips. Why? Because while they are asking the question how God is going to bring back these dead bones to life again, the question was that in one grave there are hundreds of people in single one grave throughout the history, and how and all the bones are mixed together. How can God bring every bone back to the same person? Why? Because there are good people, bad people. God has to send somebody to Jannat and somebody to Jahannam. So how he is going to punish and reward if the bones are mixed and the people are mixed and he is bring them back to life? So how he is going to keep the identity? More than 1400 years ago, Quran said that we will keep their identity. Don't worry. We'll give them not just the bones, fingertips. Recently, 100 years ago, human being discovered that fingertips are the real identity of a human being. There are no two people in the whole world who have the same fingertips. Fingerprints. Totally different. How can Quran say this hundreds of years ago? It's not possible unless this book should be from someone who created the bones, who created the fingertips, who created a human being, who created the universe, and he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Scholars 200 years before go to the books. They are wondering why Quran is answering this way. They have various answers there. But today we understand why Quran said that. This is the best answer could be given for that question. Why? Because this question will remain until the day of judgment. So the answer also should remain for until the day of judgment. And that can be only through Quran, which is a book of wisdom and book of knowledge and book of miracles, and it is a miracle. Salat Muhammad. There are hundreds of such examples which shows us the Quran is clean from errors, and scholars have accepted that, and you can go and read the book of Maurice Bouquet comparing Quran, Bible and science, and he is accepting that there are errors in other books, but Quran has no scientific error. Why? Because it is from someone who has no errors, who commits no mistakes, and he's God, he's Allah. So when this Quran is from Allah, now we know that the person who brought this Quran from Allah, he is a messenger of Allah. When we know he is messenger of Allah, now we did not see the miracles of Jesus and Moses, but this person in his book saying they were prophets of God. Now we accept through Quran that Jesus was prophet of God, Moses was prophet of God, Adam was prophet of God. So Quran is this was just one example. You can go do more research. You can find out. It is interesting. Spend little time in reading Quran, understanding Quran. You get closer to the one who sent Quran for us. This is the means of communication with our Creator. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us in this Quran by addressing us by saying, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or those who believe. And many times he says, Ya ayyuhan nas, all people, overall, anybody, any human being. So this is a means of communication with your Creator. Is the best book you can ever read in your life, and never miss a day of reading this Quran. This inshallah lead us to the truth, to the reality, to understand ourselves, understand this universe, and have good knowledge and wisdom inshallah in our life. Sallallahu Muhammad. One more salawat Muhammad. और एक सलावत पढ़ो أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم